So it looked like so it looked like Jim Jones and Cameron are beefing again. Is Dipset over with? I have no idea, but it looks like it because he's mad. He did an interview with Justinlaboy, and he's letting his feelings be known about 50 Cent being interviewed by Cameron. He's talking about Mase. So 50 Cent did respond. I'm gonna play that first, and then we're gonna get into the interview. So let's check this out though. So 50 Cent made a post calling Jim Jones individual one, which has to do with Jim Jones being caught on a wiretap. Here it goes right here. Y'all can feel free to read it, pause it, whatever. But I'm gonna read 50 Cent's caption. LOL, individual one calling the shots out here. I know you working, so please don't say gangster shit to me. Individual one, right? 50 Cent a troll. So then he posts again after that, individual one. Now, I don't know why he used this picture, probably because how Jim's girl is looking and his mom. 50 likes to throw subliminal shots, right? So then it says, individual one, Cam is on vacation right now, but you wait until he gets back. You're going to get it. Oh, Dinner Thieves 2 in theaters tomorrow. So 50 Cent has responded. So let's check out this interview he did with Justinlaboy real quick.
Jim Jones finally addresses his issues with both Mase and Cam in a recent interview with Justinlaboy. That's right, y'all. Now, of course, social media is already reacting to some of the comments made by Jim Jones in his interview with Justinlaboy. As we all know, over the years, Jim Jones and Cam, they've had their issues, right? For the record, you get what I mean? And eventually they were able to dead their beef, and we seen them all on stage for the verses, right? It's the same when it comes to Mase and Cam, right? They've had their falling out, and fans were happy to see them dead the beef to come together to create the It Is What It Is sports show, right? And after the success in the launch of this sports show, a lot of people wondering, why haven't we seen Jim Jones on the show? Well, after seeing this interview, I'm sure Dipset fans, they're going to be upset, right? Because recently Cam had...
Jim Jones does not like Mase. Like, he does not like Mase. He's never going to be cool with Mase. He said that in countless interviews. So he's never going to be cool with Mase. So that can be one reason why Jim Jones wasn't on the show, but there's some beef going on.
50 Cent on his podcast, and they both talked about the time when Cam and 50 were beefing, right? We all remember Jim Jones showed up on Rap City with G Unit during a time where people, they thought the beef was serious, right? But then after seeing Jim Jones up there, all these years later, people see that clip still to this day, and they call Jimmy a traitor. Okay, so listen, I found an article which pretty much highlights the tension between Jim Jones and Cameron over the years. I'll make sure to leave the link in the description so you can get some context, because again, it's always been tension between Jimmy and Cam, right? And now that you see Cam with Mase a lot of people are wondering, damn, will we ever see Jim Jones on the It Is What It Is sports show? And after seeing this interview, listen, I'm not sure, right, if we'll ever see Mase and Cam back on stage. I mean, anything can happen, right? But after hearing some of these comments made by Jim Jones, going as far as to insinuate that Cam didn't take care of him, right? During the time when he was the hottest artist in NYC, okay? He accused Cam of basically not wanting Jim Jones to ever outshine Cam's career. You get what I mean? It's a lot of comments in here. And like I said, I'll make sure to leave the link in the description, because again, last time we seen Dipset together was during the verses. You get what I mean? Despite how...
And during the verses, it just looked like they don't hang together. And I think the Locks pointed that out during the verses. Like, y'all don't even live here. Well, Cam doesn't. Jewels and Jim does, but he was talking about Cam. Anyway.
What ended, it still felt good to see all them brothers back on stage again. And now to see Cam and Mase on good terms, you get what I mean? Now they creating content, doing interviews. It's just unfortunate that, things couldn't be resolved, right? Especially now. There's so much money to get out here on the road. Even in the content creation space. I mean, come on. It's a reason why you're seeing former athletes, artists step out here into this media, right? So to see Jim Jones finally address his issues with Mase and Cam in this interview. Like I said, a lot of Dipset fans are going to be upset because, you know, Jim is making some bold comments in this interview, man, accusing Cameron of hating on him and basically saying he sensed the funny energy many, many years ago, right? And this is why Jim Jones had to go hard as a solo artist for him and his brand. You get what I mean? But again, y'all let me know. What are your thoughts on Jim Jones' comments about Cam and Mase in this interview with Justinlaboy? Do you feel like Jim went too far with his comments, or do you agree with some of the things he shared in his interview? Again, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. I'll make sure to leave the link in the description so you can watch the full interview. And yeah, man, like I said, this one is definitely going viral. So again, y'all let me know your thoughts on everything down in the comment section below. But that's all I got for y'all today. My name is Sensei Rip. Till next time. Peace.
I watched
I
watched Mase shit on Cam and everybody around him.
Wow.
A bitch on like all the time. You heard? Like I was there the whole time, but
Shit
I
on
was
him.
Cam's man. You heard? Cam and Mase were so-called best friends, grew up together, and RP Huddy. Like I was there for everything. That's one thing that people can't never say is that I wasn't there for every single thing. Everybody Cam didn't like, I didn't like. And I already see how he was handling Cam, so I definitely didn't like him. You dig? And then I seen how much love Cam had for him and how Cam was jumping out the window for him, which a friend should and shit like that. Like, being overprotective, making sure nothing happened. Like, he was trying his best to make sure that Mase stayed as safe as possible. But Mase had got that money and lost his mind. Seen crazier shit happen. I know brothers that shot brothers and shit like that. So for friends to get back after a world of whatever they went through, it's not surprising to me and shit like that. But I see they don't talk about the days of being shit on, you heard? They don't talk about the things that separated them and shit like that.
Cam was like, I thought we could pull it together next.
What's the point of talking about that? They probably already hashed out their beef. I mean, they had beef, right? It was public. Like, they had beef for years. And then they come and do this show. They made up and did this show to show it's successful. What's the point of talking about? They have a sports show. So they're supposed to sit on a sports show and talk about beef. Like, come on. Jim hating.
I think I know I see Jim performing with.
He ain't think nothing. He could pull nothing together. He couldn't do nothing with me. He couldn't tell me nothing. Like, let's not get this shit twisted. Nobody could tell me nothing. I was my own boss. I did what I did as a soldier because I was a soldier. You heard? I had the soldier. Didn't tell me nothing. You heard? I did what I wanted to do. I seen the shit wasn't going right, so I started doing what Jim Jones needed to do for Jim Jones. Because that was supposed to be the Don wasn't taking care of the capo. Just the sequence of the way things was going. And then it came to a point where I had to worry about who Jim Jones was moving forward. Then I was worried about anybody else because nobody else was worried about me. I got to a point where I became famous too. It was a point where all the famous people know me. Then after that, it was like, shit, I'm just as famous as all the famous people. I can't do what I used to do for you. You heard? Somebody got to do that for me right now because I'm super lit. You heard? But I put my life on the line for all of the shit, and you know, and everybody knew that. But wasn't doing the same thing in return. When you start to feel like somebody want to see you do good, but not as good as them, you're like, oh yeah, I know what this move is about. You heard? Everybody don't got the mind of a real leader.
Who reached out to who when you went out to perform? Because
I had Ballin'. I had the hottest record at the time. My record was hotter than 50's records at the time when Ballin' spanked out and shit like that. When Cam did this shit with calling the station up over the cot shit and all that shit, I felt that was childish. That wasn't like, you don't press no real buttons, and you're not about to come outside when it's time to really get active. So how did
that was childish. He was backing you because 50 Cent was talking about Lloyd Banks and putting Lloyd Banks' success against Jim Jones' success. So that's why he called, like, what? Come on, Jim Jones.
you do some weak shit like that really didn't hold no merit. Like, you start going crazy over Koch, over a white man that been jerking us since we got signed there, and whatever backdoor deals you had with him serves you more advantageous than it served me. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like, so when that shit went on, I was like, that was kind of weak. That was corny, because at that time, there was no real beef. It was just the most powerful groups of individuals that's running New York at the same time. So in my mind, I was like, it's more advantageous for us to try to figure out how else to start to move and do tours and really go crazy and figure out, because that we were sizzling, but this was on Mars.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't doing regular shit. They wasn't just doing arenas every night.
Yeah.
We doing clubs every night. We got the city and the urban communities on fire and shit like that. In my mind, I see opportunity for
That's
us to
true.
really start. You heard? Like
Yeah.
we had all the power and shit like that. My mind ran different and shit like that. So when he did that, I'm like, damn, all that up.
Yeah, but you can't just if you listening on the radio or somebody call you, be like, yeah, 50 Cent talking about you on the radio. 50 was being disrespectful. So as the leader of the group of Dipset, Cameron's the leader of the group, he's supposed to say something though, bro. Like, what are you talking about? You can't just let him talk like that, talk greasy. He's talking about you. He disrespecting you. Like, come on, stop it. That's crazy. Jim bugging. But what y'all think? Let me know down in the comments. Smash that like button. Catch y'all next time.